welcome back, everyone. Liverpool 12th Man Show. We have a packed house of all my friends and you, hopefully, in the chat. And if you're watching this on the replay, we appreciate the fact that you are hitting that like button right from the gate. That's all we ask of you. And certainly to subscribe, of course. But if you're here, most likely you already subscribed. If you're not, definitely hit that like button and also hit that subscribe button. It's always worth it because you get some great commentary from these guys they're to my right, but they're actually on the screen to my left, I think. Yeah. So I don't know how it goes. But anyway, we got Nalate in the house. Big up Nalate. How are you doing?
Yeah, all good, 12. Big yourself up. It's fast to reconnect, man. It's been a hot minute, but big yourself up, obviously. Scousely, always Scousely, matey. Scousely. Top laddie. Top lad. Obviously, JK. Commentary. In the cove. Big up, everyone. Apologies. Big up.
There you go. Lee, how are you doing today?
Good, mate. Good. Yeah, good to be back. Good to see you after your busy period and that. So yeah, good to get back and chat. Innit?
Yeah. It has been a tough one to try to get in these episodes, or at least get in front of the camera for a little bit to have an hour or two to get and chat with you guys. But definitely, it's been on my mind since doing all the festivities and the likes, and dealing with all the different things I've had going on in my life. But there's a lot that's been happening to Liverpool too. Obviously, all know Liverpool's a big part of my life, so it's been a weird and wild ride. I guess, like, before we even get into a lot of the you know segments that I have prepared for us, we were just talking. I know that Lee gave some of his ideas or his thoughts about his fond memories, but I'm going to ask him to repeat them now that we are live. And Curtis Jones is out of this team. It's going to be the first time in the history of this club, I believe, that there hasn't been a Scouser, at least one Scouser, in the team. It is certainly a wild one. I'll show you something too real quick before we even get into your memories and thoughts. Let me share this with you. Share screen. Bring it up here. I saw this. And I was wondering how you felt about it. 115K per week is what is being reported. Curtis Jones is going to be getting paid at Inter. It makes you think, could we not necessarily afford it? We can certainly afford it, but could we not see ourselves paying that to have kept Curtis Jones in this team? Or is that maybe just me thinking maybe a little bit too far into it? I'll ask Lee and then Alante, since we're still waiting for JK to come back. But I'll ask Lee.
I felt that way a bit, that come with convinced him to stay, but at the end of the day, he wanted to leave, didn't he? He wanted to go and try it somewhere else. But I hope it works out good for him, his move. That's a good wage. I hope it works out well for him over there. It's a good move for him and his family, and he enjoys his time there. Good club, you know what I mean? Storied history and all that. So if he can, play more regularly there, and enjoy himself, then yeah, I hope he does. But yeah, it leaves us an extra body short. It's just the main way you can look at it. As soon as you see that, okay, it's a body short. And we didn't have many already in that part of the pitch, did we?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was going to say the same question to you, Nalante. I know that he wanted to go. We definitely, I get that. And if he wants to go, I've said it time and time again, thank you for your service and good luck to you. But 115,000 pounds a week is average nowadays for a top tier player. Oh, see if Nalante comes in. There you go.
115k. Yeah, I mean, hold on. I'm
Mhm.
sure. I'm sure it's more than what he's getting with us, which is a travesty, which is a bit of a disrespect.
Mhm.
But listen, man. I don't. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes, I mean, for all of us, that's a lot in anyone's lifetime. So, look,
Mhm.
I think he just wants to play football. That's it. And fair play, fair play. I mean, year contracts. I want to know. I would love to know the conversation with him and Iraola, because Iraola did come out publicly and said he wanted to keep him,
Yeah,
but
agreed.
maybe it's the fact what happened last season, and I don't know, and he's going to be the same stop start, not the first name in the team sheet. Maybe he's just thinking, you know what? Yeah, it's just let me just go now and try it. And there's a good team. The Serie A champions, the league. Jones for me is always he's got intercontinental style in the way he plays. Not
Mhm.
like the English, he's got a continental way of playing. It's a slower league. I think he'll adapt well, and I think he'll do well. And good luck to him. But it is kind of alarming. And as one of our other YouTube creators, no names, I think you know him very well, said, "Oh, it doesn't matter as long as they're good and all that, fine." But you need some scouts, you need a balance, and it's a little bit worrying, that there's no, and we're not talking about the signings from UK, but there's no really any scousers coming onto the scene. A little bit worrying, to be honest. It is, so we'll see. The
Sign of the
competition at the
times,
moment.
isn't it? Sign of the times a little bit now, and that things have changed, and just
Let's
the whole
see.
landscape of the way like youth comes through has changed.
Yeah,
And,
agreed.
you'll have players from all over the place, like sometimes, but
Yeah,
not maybe from your area, like.
that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
agreed. Like, spot on.
That's the thing. That's like when I was on Dean's show yesterday. The thing that I went on when I asked this question about Curtis Jones, I didn't make it all about necessarily Curtis Jones. And what I mean by that is I made it more about the fact that there has to be some alarm bell going off that more talent isn't being properly developed in Liverpool at the moment. It's not like football isn't like, isn't the pastime in that city. It's not like there isn't a passionate and love for the sport. But at the same time, you have a city where normally you at least had someone going through the ranks to say, okay, this is going to be the next big, the next big player, or this is going to be our next hope for representing the city. And I'll even tell you real quick. I know I asked Lee. I don't think Monte gave us his, but I know Lee gave us his backstage. I'll give you one of my favorite. I can't show you, but one of my favorite moments of Curtis Jones was in that Everton game, and it was in a loss, keep in mind, but in that Everton game when Everton had just scored and Curtis Jones rushed over and kind of like, because I forget who it was, but he was kind of like giving it to the Liverpool fans, and Curtis Jones came over and was quick to like snub that out. And it was one of those things where I'm just like, that kind of heart and that kind of pride is something that you can probably really only count on coming from a Scouser who's born and raised with that love and that determination and commitment to the team like that. You know what I mean? And it was like a beautiful moment to see, at least in my opinion. I get it. It's, some people don't like to see it. I mean, no one likes to see fights and everything. I get that. But,
Mm,
but you understand what I'm getting at?
yeah. One of the good moments to remember in the game against Man United when Pogba kicked Naby Keita so badly he had to be stretchered off. But earlier on, he had to go with Curtis by the corner flag when we were defending or some shit like, and he had to go with him and chop them down. But he got up just like and just didn't like go weird or nothing. Like he just got up and jogged off. But it was a heated moment, like it was a good one actually, like because we battered them 5-0 on their own pitch. But
Mhm.
yeah, it's a good one now.
Yeah, it's that kind of, like I said, he was the first person to get in front of the camera and say when during that really, really bad spell that we're having where he was like, we've got to play with heart, we've got to play with passion, we've got to play for the badge, we've got to all the emphasis of what a lot of us have been saying on every social media platform you can imagine. All of us were saying that, and yet the players just weren't emulating that. And then finally we had a player get in front of the screen and say exactly what we were saying. And I'm like, that is what I'm trying to say, is like a part of what comes when you are a part of the city because you've been born and raised loving this team. It's just something different. And I made an emphasis about like, because I was going back and forth with this one particular gentleman on this. Dean had like 6, 7, 8 people on the panel, so there's a lot of names to remember. But I believe his name was Josh. And Josh was making a point about how, in his opinion, he doesn't think that Liverpool produced talent anymore, and that there hasn't been really talent coming from Liverpool in decades, because he talked about it, saying that there really hasn't been a Liverpool producing talent since even before the Premier League started. I'm like, I was very much on the disagreeing path against him on that point. But when you do look at the level of talent that Liverpool has produced, and I'm talking about very, very talented players, I don't know how you could not emphasize or not at least focus on keeping that going. You know what I mean? Or am I lying? I know Lee, I know you've got a connection to the city, obviously. I know Nalante's got a connection as well to this team and to the history of it. Like, there's so many players that have like been, born and raised in the confines of the city. And I know some people might bring up Kwanzaa. I don't think Kwanzaa's, he's not from like
Warrington, which is close enough. I don't think there will be people from Warrington who would say we're not Scousers, but he is almost. You know what I mean? I'm not one of those people who are like, oh no, city limits.
New York,
New
Jersey.
Lee, there what in the chat when someone brought up, I think it was the Josh Kidd that brought up Kwanzaa, and some of the other people were talking about Kwanzaa. There was a couple of people in the chat that would not let that go. They were saying he's not from Liverpool, he's from Wharton,
It's like New Jersey, New York, bro. It's like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
I would imagine some Warrington people wouldn't get shirty about being called Scousers, like, but there's probably quite a lot who would be like.
Okay. I mean, you look at Lee. I was thinking of what the talent, like there has been a lot of talent that has come out of Liverpool. Go ahead, JK. Do you want to say something?
No, everything cool.
Even then, like from around here, from like the area where I'm from, not far away, like Ronnie Moran and Roy Evans. Roy Evans from Bootle, Ronnie Moran from Crosby. Obviously Paisley and Shankly weren't Scousers, but like them two from around here, yeah.
I'll quickly just say something about Curtis. Wish him the best and everything. And I think the 115 he's earning there is probably about 40 grand more than he's earning here. I think the Curtis's main problem was it was the money. I reckon when he seen Endo, Chiesa, Gravenberch, Capco all come in the club and earn quadruple what he's earning. I think it's gonna, like, the brother's driving a Bentley yesterday when he left, so he's earning a fair fucking whack anyway. Yeah, so
I know, it's not hurting.
But when you're in that sort of level of income, you definitely think you earned more than say Endo or even a Chiesa. Them guys are on 150, 140 or something. I don't know. And this guy was probably on about 50, 60 grand.
Crazy.
I think that was the major thing for me. I think if
not valued,
he weren't valued enough for me. I think I know money's not the most important thing in life, but I reckon with the captain thing in the preseason tour in America, that along with the club not saying to Curtis, "Hey lad, stay here, we'll give you 140." He's thinking, fuck off. You know what I mean? So sorry, but I just see it like that, and I think his attitude in that captain thing was
Mhm.
because at the end when he was having a chat with Sabotsalai, it was like I've had enough or something like that sort of attitude, and I was thinking it's the money, bro. I think he don't think Liverpool because he's been on this contract for a long time. And because of his age, he signed it. Okay, he was thinking at the time, I'm playing for Liverpool, I don't give a fuck, I'll pay for free. And now he's getting older and that, he's married. His missus is probably saying, look, Chiesa and Endo are getting quadruple, double whatever you're getting, and you're from Liverpool, bro. It's as
Mhm.
simple as that. And that's what I think the main reason is. The guy always gets game time.
Mhm.
If he's fit, he's going to get game time. Don't get me wrong. But I just feel that money side of it was his topic, and that was the main reason he left Liverpool. Also, same with Trent, from Liverpool, born and bred, lived there every day, and they're at a stage of life now where they're thinking, you know what, I need to change the scenery.
Mhm.
And I think that's another part of that there.
Mhm.
I think he for his mental state, he needs a change of scene, and I think Milan. I've been there a number of times. I think he's going to love it. He's going to be busy. It's going to be football, two teams like Liverpool and Everton. So it's like a bigger version of Liverpool, Milan. So I think he'll settle in there nicely, and I wish him the best. I just wished he left on a sweeter note. You know, he left, Kanate left, Robertson left, Salah
Mhm.
left, and I think Curtis sort of deserved a good little goodbye. But I think we're just going to remember him for that little argument he had with Simicas. But for me, Simicas was just a poor lad in that. He was just at the wrong place at the wrong time that day.
Yeah.
Curtis was going to switch on anyone there that day.
Mhm. Yeah.
I'm telling you that.
He was going to go off on anyone. Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't give a fuck. If Slot was there, he would have probably sparked him.
Yeah. 10% sell-on clause is what Red Armchair Supporter is telling
Oh,
us.
that's a right armchair.
Yeah, big up Red Armchair. In a
Should be
minute.
interesting. I mean, like,
That's
you know
cool.
what? Maybe this is an opportunity for him to not only go back to go back to Italy, or not go back to Italy, go to Italy, and then have an opportunity to go back to England at some later point, having established himself as a predominant player. I know that he is respected, obviously, in a lot of corners of the league, but um, maybe I don't know what was he just like was he just stuck in the shadow of like being a youth academy player, that because he was just a youth academy player that had risen to the ranks, that he was always going to just be there's only going to be there's going to be a cap on his level of like where he go with his career here.
I think Klopp believed in him more than Slot did. He didn't enjoy his, especially the second season under Slot, he didn't enjoy. He got a title in the first one, but my favourite game of that title season was when Curtis played at Man City. I think it was 2-0, and we just held them at arm's length.
Yeah,
Easily all the game. Yeah, we didn't play a strike. It was just Mo and Diaz, maybe, Marge, yeah, and we had four midfielders, didn't we? And it worked
He picked
sweet,
up,
like, and they couldn't do nothing to us. We got 2 goals quite early, and then just like held them at bay, like you would to a kid or something, that's trying to go like that at you. I enjoyed that. It wasn't like the most exciting game, but I liked the way we did that day at the SERs.
Curtis's best game for us probably. He
Did you
played
want to
against
give
Tottenham as
your
well.
Did you want to give your fondest Curtis memory, or the memory that sticks out the most to you?
I'm gonna think that argument with Simicas.
Okay.
Give me the armband. That's disrespect.
Yeah. That's for me the ultimate. That
Yeah,
one.
Simicas shouldn't have thrown it. Yeah, Simicas shouldn't have thrown that armband on the floor.
Oh, he shouldn't have done that. I would have gone mad at him for doing that. I'm surprised no one said anything to him. He shouldn't have done that at all.
I would have given him sweet chin music. That's what I would have given him.
Bro, if I'm the manager and I've seen that, I'm getting him into the changing room and saying, listen, bro, I'm fining you half your wages, and you're going to see the subs bench, even if Kirkes is injured. Like, you do not chuck the captain's armband on the floor. I didn't like that at all. The whole scene was just for me disrespectful.
It's just not disrespectful. You know what though? I do think that he could have done it in the locker room as opposed to on the pitch. When you do those kinds of things on the pitch, you've got the entire world looking at you.
Yeah.
No matter even if the broadcast is over, you still have the world that's going to be able to see it because people will all now have access to phones that can record that, bring it on the social media, and all of a sudden it goes viral, and from there it goes all downhill. You know, you want to be a captain of this team, and I get that. Like maybe at the moment you thought you should have worn the armband instead of Tsimikas wearing the armband. I don't think it was a proper time to have a fallout over it, though. It's not like Tsimikas isn't a veteran. It's not like Tsimikas and it's not like Tsimikas asked to have the armband at the time. It was more so Szoboszlai was getting called off. Tsimikas was the closest person to him, and he gave the armband to Tsimikas. Simple as.
That's how I seen it, but I understand it from Jones's point of view. He's a Scouser. He's been at the club the longest out of all them boys there, and he's thinking, "Give me the armband," and I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
There were times, you're right, Jackie. I think there was times where he had he had the running games. He played well, and then he had one bad game, and he's taken out and never got back in again.
Simple.
So yeah,
His routine.
But certain fans want to. Again, everyone has their opinion, but certain fans want to go, "Oh, he's not good enough." But you have to look. Everything is into context. I remember the 23-24 season. It was him, Sobo, and McAllister. Sometimes he played 6. McAllister played 6.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's playing well, and then he got injuries, like often one against Tottenham, the other one against City. When he got Nico, he's never back in. And again, our title-winning season, he played well. One of his, in terms of standout games was the game against Chelsea. He thought he was outstanding. The 2-1, on our title-winning season at home, innit? He got the win, he was outstanding. But again, plays and then he has one bad game and then he's not getting a look in. Which again is the manager's discretion. That's it.
It's the manager's discretion, yeah.
And then again last season, look, everyone was poor, even him at times. But there was times, and again, and we talk about Stott's detriment about him not dropping players. Grav, Mac, horrible. Sobo, as good as he was, sometimes he was horrible, but he did not start Curtis. The only time was that emergency with the right back situation. So at some point he must have thought, you know what, I just, like you said, Jake, it's fresh in his scenery. I mean, it could have been Jose, it could have been Pep. But yeah, again, when a player's mind's up, his mind's up. So yeah. Play to all the best. And one thing I respect, and flipping out for once, we'll get the fee for him. He could have rided it out. But I respect that. He said, you know what, nah. Get the fee.
Some money for you. Yeah.
Yeah. I love the club, but I need to see something new, So let's go with my blessing, man.
I'm gonna bring up some of these names of cities, but I'm not gonna even try to pronounce a lot of them, so that's why I'm gonna let you guys do it.
Warrington?
Sure. Spelled that one right. All right. These are some names of some cities. Bring them up here. Are those considered to be? If you're born in these towns, are you Liverpool? Or are you Scouse?
No, I seen it the other day. People say Bootl's not in Liverpool because it's in Sefton is the council. Kirby and Huyton the same thing. It's not like Liverpool City, but it's on the bloody road sign. It says Hells, right? It is part of Liverpool, but some people go, "Oh no, it isn't." But Ormskirk is as well. Ormskirk's a bit further away, but yeah, it was Cressington. Don't know that one that well. I've heard of it. I don't think Whiston is. Whiston's quite far away. I think.
Well, which one have you heard of? Which one have you heard of?
Houghton, Bootle, Ormskirk.
Gerard's from Houghton.
Yeah.
Huyton, yeah. Phil Thompson was from Kirby and Terry McDermott and a few other players.
Yeah, Leighton Baines is from Kirby.
I can't place Cressington in my mind. I know the name.
Yeah, I was wondering if you knew Cressington. Is the reason I'm saying that's because apparently John Welsh was brought up there in Cressington.
Cressington,
He was born in Wavertree, but reportedly brought up in Cressington. So it was like
Yeah.
something.
Wavertree's next to Toxteth is very close to the city centre.
Yeah.
The was it Ormskirk? Is that how you pronounce it right? Ormskirk.
Ormskirk, yeah. That's a little bit out. It's more Lancashire, to be honest, like Ormskirk, but like it is still Liverpool. Like people from there, like pretty good.
That's where all of our favorite commentator, Stephen Warnock, is from.
Oh, I know, but like Neil, what's his name? Neil, what's his name? He's from there as well, and he's all right. Oh, I love CTV scores.
Neil Miller.
Neil Miller, yeah. Neil Miller's from there. So, like, we've got to give that to Ormskirk. Like, don't just, don't just mention Stephen Warnock and nobody likes.
Okay, I got you. Yeah. What is it? I'm not gonna try to pronounce this, but unless you guys do it. Hold on. I'll give one more.
That's the
last thing I like making fun of my accent here. All right, so let's see. Because I don't know what that one is. Where is this from?
Oh,
Crocky. Yeah, that's Liverpool. My mate used to be in a kid zone there, and I used to go to visit them, and we used to have a laugh because there's other older kids used to act hard on us and that, and we used to just laugh at him because he was a knobhead.
Okay.
But it's got like a big, that's where the care home was. It was by like Croxteth Hall, which is one of those big country hall places, like.
Okay. I remember Alberton, right? Is that his? Oh no, wait, Allerton.
Yeah, Allerton. Yeah, it's not too far away from town. Some parts of Liverpool I'm not familiar with. I've never been there. Like Speak, that's what it is, like Liverpool, but it's like out. That's why the airport's there. It's out.
Mm-hmm. How about Garston?
Yeah, Jimmy Case was from Garston. Yeah, I know Garston a little bit.
John Aldridge was from there too.
Yeah, Aldridge. Yeah.
Any point.
West Derby isn't really considered Liverpool, right?
Yeah.
It is.
West. Hang on, was it? Yeah, that's where it stands from. West Derby. It's by Croxteth, West Derby.
Okay. Because that's where Trent's from. So I guess that's what I'm wondering.
There's West Kirby on the Whittle. The Whittle does count, like, you know what I mean? My brother lives over there. I mean, they speak with Scottish accents as well, like, there's just the rivers in the way, like, but yeah, a lot of famous Scousers have come from the Whittle.
There you go. Isn't that what Nigel was just saying?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you're just talking about?
Yeah, the Whittle, yeah. I've got cousins. My brother lives there, like, not in as nice a part as where my cousins live, but yeah, it's something for them.
Okay.
Bless up Lee was good in the chat as well. Good to see him.
Yeah. And last one on my list here is Norris Green.
Yeah, Norris Green.
Yeah.
Joe Royal.
I've been to Toxteth.
Yeah, I used to go to the South End a lot when I was younger. We used to go out clubbing and that, like, and be set-offs, like, be closer to the city centre and just meet people and that. A lot of students in that area as well, like, all that one.
I guess too, like, if you're so close, sometimes, like, for instance, like, you know, where I was like born and raised, I was like, it's outside of Philadelphia, but like it's in New Jersey. So like, you know, people will be like, "Oh, where are you from?" Of course, I say New Jersey, but you know, I would often say outside of Philadelphia, you know, and I support the Philadelphia teams as opposed to even though I'm in New Jersey, I still support the Philadelphia team. So maybe that's like kind of it kind of passes on, I would assume, to some of the neighboring cities and counties that don't have teams, but yet Liverpool is the closest thing to that region where the team is like, you know, is kind of like the life of the city or the life of their team. Norris Green, all right. That's where Nigel's uncle's from. Norris Green in West End.
Yeah, no, it's green quite well. It's like that Pizzac. It's close to Pizzac a tube block as well, borders it. So he just knows to have gone to different parts of the city. Unless I'm going into the city centre, I only stays in my own part like these days. But as a younger man, like.
Let me get into this next topic here, and that was about what Virgil van Dijk had to say recently. I know some have questioned his captaincy and or his ability to be a leader. I don't think anyone on this panel has, but I definitely think that, like, I know that there are other commentators out there or other people on other platforms that have. So
somebody has questioned Virgil's worth as a leader and as a player. To quote General Zod from Superman 2, who is this imbecile?
Oh, no, that part. He's a friend. He's a friend. I'm not saying. That's why I'm leaving it like a big mystery because I don't want to. He should. If I'm gonna say his name, he should be here to protect to be able to back up his claim.
That line cracked me up in Superman 2 when they tell General Zod, "There's one man here on Earth we won't bow to yet." He said, "Superman." No, they didn't. Yeah, you is this imbecile, Superman. That's a classic line. That
is a classic line. That is a classic line. Now, there's been some speculation because we all know he's under contract. He's preparing to lead our team into this really tough battle against Newcastle. He called last season unacceptable. He said the players must show how much they care. He said they must fight for the badge. And he said, what's that? Yeah. Oh, you hear it? I might be hearing. Hold on.
Right. Oh, God. It's just quiet there, ladies and gentlemen. JK's doing transfers in the background.
No, yeah, that's someone in the background. They're just talking really loud. Yeah. But what I was going to say is that, like, he said that the players must show how much they care. He said they must fight for the badge. And he said that the squad appears ready for the challenge, which is great to hear. Those are his words, not mine. So I'm glad to hear that he has to say that. Liverpool may listen to some significant offers for the player, apparently, because we all know that this team's going through some real significant changes when it comes to ownership and to direction of the club. But Virgil may be willing to hear what other clubs propose, apparently, but I don't think a major bid is going to be created to make a decision. There's been no public transfer request, and no destination has been established, obviously, but there's always a chance that Liverpool may listen, cannot be turned. I don't want to say Liverpool may listen is turning that into Virgil wants to leave. That's not the case. Let me make sure I emphasize that. But I will say why this matters is because Liverpool, if they were to allow for Virgil to end his contract, which is coming up, this is his last season on the 2-year extension we made. If they were to allow for him to leave after the season, we will be losing experience. Curtis Jones is leaving. Obviously, we all know that. The coaching structure is new. The defensive partnerships are new. The pressing system is back to being a new concept that we're going to be trying to reemphasize. The right winger might change. The more change introduced, the more value your remaining points of stability become, in my opinion, at least. And that's why I think that, like, players like Virgil, maybe, I know I'm going to get pushback from the panel, probably pushback from you in the chat, but McAllister, players like it's tough because it's a very small, like Ali, like it's the list of players that we can associate, especially with the Klopp era, are surely but slowly leaving. And a lot of that stability came with knowing, oh, these players know the system, they know what it means to represent the badge, know all the parameters of everything. And then all of a sudden you're looking at new faces and new names that might be talented players, but may not carry that same passion. You know what I mean? Or am I alone in that state?
No, it's a worry, like, isn't it? That a lot of the senior players have left now. I mean, everyone who's been here a while, like, they get more senior as each season goes by, but a lot of the established ones that we've had for a long time, Salah and Robbo are gone now. It's only Virgil and Ali left, really, isn't it, from the Champions League and the first title. That's it, really, isn't it, now? Like, yeah. So we're looking for a new bunch of players to step up, like, and get after the ref, like, if he's having a mare and stuff like that, question decisions. Yeah, it is a bit of a worry. Just hopefully, like, things work out eventually, like, and that we find the leaders we need from within.
What are your feelings, Nalante? Are you concerned that this is like going to be one of the most, turbulent moments for Liverpool's development? Nalante bounced out. So JK the question.
It's just, for me, not a great feeling going into this game on Sunday. Like, the season starts within a few days.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really confident. Like, the good thing about the game last week was the right hand side of the defense. What our worries were all pre-season: who's going to play right back, who's going to play centre back on the right hand side.
Mm-hmm.
That game gave me a little bit more peace. Jacquet came in, the lad from Barcelona came in, and Frimpong stepped up. So them three guys were the three guys I was worried about. But all them three sort of stepped up in that game. So that was like a bit of peace, a bit of, okay. We haven't really bought no one yet. We ain't bought no wingers, no DM, nothing. Like, Paulinho's gone to Benfica for 17 million. I would have taken for a season for 17 million, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a no-brainer. He's got enough experience now. He had an okay last few years in football. I think for a stopgap, he was the guy. For 17 million, bro, that's like for an average player's season wage nowadays. You know what I mean? Paulinho should have been snapped up. If we're not going to spend big on Kone or something like that, get a Paulinho in. He's gonna get around. So I think there we've made another mistake there. Oh man, it's just normally transfer windows are the exciting time of the season. Everyone's like, "Oh, we get in." That was the talk. This has been probably the worst window out of all the windows we've had with FSG. Why? Because every fan is saying we need 2 wingers, a DM, and even the right back. So I'm confident because it's Liverpool. I'm always say we're going to win the league. I just feel we lack 3 players to do that.
I have. All right, then I'll let Monte answer this question because I do have 2 questions actually. or at least a statement and a question. To back up what you just said about us winning the league, obviously, I wanted to pick us to win the league every year, Champions League included, obviously. But that's the heart speaking. If it was with my head, I would say that I have us coming in second place this season. However, I do think that there is a chance to win this league. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm only saying that because I think one, Arsenal aren't as lights above everyone else as some people make them out to be, and it's all respect due, but the respect is due also that this league maybe and hopefully referees the league the way that we saw, for instance, the World Cup refereed, in the sense of not allowing for the hijinks to go on for corners and free kicks and all that stuff. So if that does happen, all of a sudden you have a different setting for Arsenal. If Arsenal, for all of a sudden, getting yellow cards and possibly red cards for some of the actions that they perform in a lot of their on-doings, like for instance when Gabriel headbutted Holland, for instance, like that's red card for everyone else in the league for some reason, but it wasn't for Gabriel at that time, So it's like one of those cases where, like, hopefully that we see the refereeing go the way that it should go. And then second, I just think that because the league is so wide open, there is a chance that we could end up in the first place slot. Because I think Chelsea's going through a lot of development and change in itself. Got talent, but I don't know what's going on with their structure. They're possibly going to be getting in new heads for their ownership. I think Bowley might be selling his shares. It's been reported, for instance. And then you have obviously Manchester United, which is obviously with Carrick has definitely settled. There's not as much of a dumpster fire, but there's still some smoldering there. And then you have Villa, who I don't look at as a threat. I don't see. I think that, again, Arsenal and Manchester City. Arsenal, I just mentioned, but Manchester City with their new coaching, I don't think it's going. And with Rodri, I think the loss of Rodri is going to be bigger than people are making out. Hey, you're looking at a different table in front of you that you're gonna have to compete against. So, we get the right connection. Isak catches on fire, or Verts makes this his year. I think we could contend. That's all I'm saying. But I will ask you this question, because I think a big part of us contending is having our captain a part of our team. Do you extend Virgil van Dijk's contract? Nalate.
Yes.
And for how many years?
Year by year basis.
Oh, so you give him a year extension.
Yeah.
Okay. If you do give him a year extension, you're probably going to, I'm just saying this from a agent's perspective, but if you give him a year extension, you're going to have to give him a higher salary. And he's already on what, like 300, 400,000? I don't know. I can't think of the top of my head. He's already
so?
on.
He's on the big bucks.
No, I don't think so, man. I don't think so.
I don't think so as well. I think
No. Or he will reduce it. He could, like I said, I don't think he's foolish. He could reduce his money, just to stay. Love the club. I don't think he would. Yeah. Because if he did want him to add more money, then with all due respect, thank you, but see you later.
Because the reason why I'm saying that is because a 1-year deal doesn't bring him the security that a 2-year deal would bring him. So at least if he has a 2-year deal and he knows he's making, hypotheticals, I think he makes 350 to 400,000, I think, or something like that, right? So let's just say he makes 400,000 for him, and it doesn't have to be like an incredible leap, but I mean, if he's looking at it as, oh well, I'll make 400,000, I could go to another club and get a 2-year contract and make 400,000 or 420,000 or 420 or something like that, right? Or 400,000 for 2 years. But if I'm going to be here only for 1 year, then you're going to have to incentivize it. Like, as in me being here for 1 year, it doesn't really incentivize me. At least I'm just looking at it from an agent's perspective. I'm looking at it for my client. I'm saying, yes, they want you for a year. That's great, but they've got to show the appreciation in giving your salary a bump. That's all I'm saying. It doesn't have to be a major bump. I'm not saying he has to be on all of a sudden on 500,000 pounds a week, but I mean, like, he goes from 400 to 420, 440 or something like that, something like that. And then all of a sudden it makes me holding out for 1 more year of Liverpool worth it, as opposed to, me, because he could go to any team and get a 2-year contract, I think. Don't you agree or no?
Probably could. I mean, it would be a good thing if we could offer him a 2-year one, and just hope that the quitting the international scene takes the stress off his legs a bit, and having the other guys fit around him so we can rest him, could extend him that extra year beyond 1 more for next season. That'd be the hope for me, because if anyone could do it, he can. We've seen was he thingy at Chelsea, didn't we, when he was 38? What was his name? Thiago Silva is the fella. How could you forget his name? But he was one at Chelsea. He was their best defender, when he was there as well. I was watching their games, and all these young guys about him, and he was the best defender, in the Chelsea side.
Yeah. You wanted to say something along that?
Yeah, no, I sort of hear you, but I just feel that 1 year, 2 year. I mean, he's got to have an extraordinary season to have 2 years, because he was, again, not his fault, but he was poor last season. Even 1 or 2 bits, even in the friendly, there's 1 or 2 bits he was a little bit poor. So for me, the 1 year will keep the hunger going, prove itself, because he's coming to the end. He's not coming to the start, So I mean, for me, you just appreciate at 36. Yeah, no. 1 year, 1 year for me.
1 year, okay.
Yeah.
What are you, JK? What are you doing? Are you giving him more than 1 year, or or is 1 year the cutoff for you as well?
For me personally, I would talk to him and ask him, how fit do you reckon you will be for the next few years? Because we're at a point now in football where it's a new generation of centre-backs coming through. Thiago Silva played until 36 in the Premier League, I think. And he came new to Chelsea then. He came sort of late on in his career. Virgil's been with us for a long time, so he knows the score, I'd be like, listen, what can you offer us physically, mentally, over the next few years, where you feel comfortable? Let's talk. How long you want to stay? So for me, he can stay how long as he wants. The wage thing don't concern me as well. I think he's earned every penny of it, and it's up to him. I think the club should just look after him. I think it'd be very important. I could see him becoming a good manager. I think out of our players, I'd say Virgil's got an opportunity to become something good. So let's see, maybe he will train the centre backs who will come in, this sort of stuff. So I don't know, but I would offer him anything he wants. Yeah.
Lee, are you offering them a 1 year deal or a 2 year deal? I know that you're off screen right now, so I don't know if you're doing something. He might be doing something, because he was on screen, now he's off screen. So, yeah, that's just something wild. I'll pivot real quick, because there's one other position I'm going to really highlight, but a little off topic, because it wasn't something I was going to talk about, but I did just see this go through my feed, and it was the talks about Enzo Fernandez. This is obviously off topic of Liverpool, but Enzo Fernandez. One, I don't know if any of you would even contemplate having Enzo Fernandez a part of this Liverpool team. But Manchester City made an offer of £102.5 million for this player, apparently. And Chelsea turned it down because they're looking for 120 million. Is that where this market has really gotten to? That you would be willing to offer a player that doesn't want to play for your team really anymore, you've had headaches with, you would turn down 102.5 million pounds for the player? Is that where we're at?
He'd be recouping a lot of what he spent, wouldn't he? If that's what he got for him.
Mm-hmm.
Really, all of it, not all of it, but most of it.
I just can't see how they turned that down. And as a team that he would want to, like, Enzo has said that he would play for, simply because of like the connection to the coach. So it was very interesting. Just saw that.
I hope they don't get him, because Man City to fall flat on their faces now. Pep's gone. They deserve it after what they've been up to. Let's hope there's some sort of divine cosmic justice at work, like they're, punishing them on the pitch for what they've been up to.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens also with it'll be interesting to see what happens if we finally get this ruling to come out. You notice a lot of people have really, really like quieted on the 115 or the 130, however you're looking at it. We're still waiting for that ruling to be publicized. But all right, back on topic. What I was going to say is we obviously, one of the things that I did have a very lengthy conversation about, because I don't know how you guys feel about it, but our right wing obviously is now vacant when it comes to the player that we're going to call on consistently. We've certainly been blessed to have had one of the best players of the Premier League era play that role for us for many a year. But now all of a sudden we see that player wearing number 10 in Turkey, and that right wing side is now vacant. There have been some reports that an effort has been made to bring in Minteh. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I think Minteh is a good player. Do I believe that Minteh is the answer for us at this team or at this club? And I don't know if I'm that confident to say yes on that one. What are your feelings on this Minteh? Well, you can go ahead, Lee, since you're on camera.
Better option than Bowen, for sure. But, if we could have Minteh and Barcola, then I'd be made up. But just Minteh on his own, I'm not sure, look, you know what I mean? At the moment, we haven't really got a right wing, have we? All birds should have two wings, and the Lager birds only got one at the moment, so you've got to try and find us a replacement for Mo. If we can have a left footer, that'd be great, because everyone else does it that way, and it's just the way things have gone. And we need one, really. We can do without one, yes. A team can still have two right footers, but ideally we want this left footed guy, don't we?
And that's funny, because you know why? As much as that was the argument. There was two different arguments I had to basically defend. And I will give K-Mac his props, because he said something I've said a couple of times before, but now I guess K-Mac is on this bandwagon, or not bandwagon, but at least on this side of the fence with me as well. And that is this, okay, and just hear me out, because I'm sure, again, we're going to have probably some fireworks from the panel, and maybe even some fireworks from you out there in the chat. But when it comes to this team, I wouldn't be completely in the dumps if I saw us start the season with Rio as our right wing. I'm not saying that Rio would be our day and or everyday right wing solution or selection. But what I am saying is I wouldn't be in the dumps if he was on the right wing. I think he's a talented player. I think he has the ability to take on players. I think he has speed. I think he has the ability to shoot, obviously, and score. And my own little bit of philosophy now is to bring in wingers that are left-footed to be on the left side, right-footed to be on the right side. And why I'm emphasizing those things is because when you have those kinds of players, you tend to have players that want to cross the ball as opposed to cut in and shoot. Because you're not cutting in normally to get a cross off. By you cutting in, you're in front of the goal, most likely, have a shot on goal. But if you are you're trying to go to that byline and you're trying to get past that defender, which I think Rio can do. I think so can Munoz, Victor Munoz, I think is a very capable candidate as well. He's played as much on the left side as he has on the right for his former team in Spain. He could be another speedster that can get across, get deliveries into the middle. And that's what I want to see our team return to. I'd like to see our team return to a team that gets our center forwards goals. And the only way that our center forwards, we don't have center forwards that are, I'm not looking for Isak to do anything of the Bobby Firmino role. I'm not looking for our center forward to be someone that drops deep and then is able to create and be R9-esque by being able to go around players and leave them in his dust. I want a player that will be on the back end of crosses. And I think if we get that done, we'll see the best out of Isak. And again, if I can land this point here, and I'll let you guys talk because I have other points I want to bring out with you. If we're able to do that, we might see Isak, Alexander the Great, return. And I'm saying that also because if a Murphy for Newcastle could be an assist wizard, okay, why can't we see that from a Munoz or a Rio on that right side? Or is that me maybe thinking too far into it?
What I would say is if we have to confront the awful scenario that we don't buy anybody else and start the season with Rio and Gakpo, I'd rather have Rio on the left because he will go on his outside. Cozy would be forced to go on the outside if he's on the right, because he won't be wanting to come in onto his left foot. Whereas Rio on the left, Jerry's much more game for going on the outside, and you know what I mean, to at least put a question in the fullback's head. Do you know what I mean?
Hmm. How about for you, Nolante? Is that too far of a wish? Do you think that that a Murphy has more talent and ability playing right wing than a Rio does?
You're talking about Jacob Murphy from Newcastle.
Mm-hmm.
Talent, no, just better in the position than him. The talent, no, Rio's ahead, but he's just better in the position because he knows what he's doing. Crossing, he's better crosser than me. Rio's young, that's the thing. He's a better crosser. He does have to find his man. Hence the guy that we've got up front, and he saw the link play with them too, and he can get a goal or two, so he'd be better for it. But obviously, Rio is the more talented player. And as you've seen, when Rio's been on the right, he struggles.
Okay.
Yeah, that same position, but different skill set. The two of them aren't they as players?
Yeah.
Bit like, I mean, Murphy has got some good attributes to his game. Rio's just a different thing. But like I said, if it's with him and Gakpo, I'd prefer that. So you know what I mean? Because Gakpo just won't go on the outside, like, you know, over and over again. He comes in, so he would be forced to if he was on the right. And I remember Gakpo playing there when Mo was at AFCON at least a couple of times under Klopp. When he first come in, we seen him on the right, and he could reprise that role, as they say, playing on the right, maybe to try and rejuvenate his career, get to the byline, try and hit Isaac, or try and hit him from further back. You don't even have to get to the byline if the ball's good enough.
And why I'm also saying that is because if we were to bring in Barcola, for instance, I think the Mbaye deal might be on hold for right now. But if we were to bring in Barcola is definitely going to start on that left side, correct? I think it would be pretty safe to say that he's going to start on the left, and he would certainly start more so, or have a better shot of being a starter than Cody, being a better starter than possibly, obviously Munoz, even Rio. Okay.
Be the main guy.
Right. Yeah. Now, if that's the case, where are the minutes coming for Rio?
He's going to be, because Iraola likes his wingers to play across both sides. So
yeah,
God, I think it'd be more really right than the left. I think he will have opportunities on the left, but again, it'll be on times when we want to rest Barcola, really.
And then if you want to rest Barcola, if we were to keep Cody, you know, that you would think that Cody would be the option that he brings in.
Well, this could be the redemptive arc for Cody, like if he's put on the right and has to play on the right, and then he's on his favourite foot. And yeah, because once he gets up ahead of steam, you know, he's got a bit of pace once he gets up ahead of steam, Cody, like. But that could be like a bit of redemption for him if he's not going anywhere and we don't buy. It's him and Rio, really, isn't it? Because Munoz probably wouldn't come in straight away, having no experience. So it'd be Rio and Cody, wouldn't it? Like on either side.
Right. I mean, with those options, that's what I'm going to ask you, Lee. With those options, so we have. Let me go through the depth of our winger depth. It's Victor Munoz, Cody Gakpo, Rio. You could throw in there also Chiesa.
Oh, Chiesa, yeah, because he has got experience to play him, but Kumas is another one.
You could put Kumas if he does stay with the team, or if he does end up getting the spot on with our team. You put Kumas in there. But if people have problems with Rio starting, I don't see why you would want to start Kumas.
Well, either of Dom or Virch could play out wide if need be, to have them both in the team. Because aside from that, having them both in the team, I'm not keen on like Dom in the pivot. Prefer him further forward. Like, yeah, he's got loads of legs and shit. Like, run around and hassle people all day. But I prefer him not in the pivot. Like, I would like to sort that some other way if we could.
So wait, am I hearing you say that you would want to hear you'd be open to Dom playing right wing?
Yeah, I've seen him there before. He can do it. Yeah, he can do the other one as well, left wing. Got the legs and that, like, yeah, he can do that. Depends, like, if we could play it more narrow than what we normally do, sort of thing, like, seeing Slot doing that. But I don't want us to go back to how Slot did things, like, but it's something anyway. I'm just hoping that Newcastle, like, are not a low ebb, because they've got a new guy and he'll be rousing them all, and they're at home against us. Like, it won't take much convincing to produce favour from their fans. So I just don't like that we're in better shape than them when it comes to it, because they've lost their whole midfield. Joe Linton's injured and the other two guys have left. So it'll be a completely new midfield, won't it, for Newcastle? And hopefully we can take advantage of that, and whatever shape our midfield's in, hopefully it's better than theirs, like, and can put one over on them.
I've said this before. I know we've talked about this before, but there was a time when, back, Mohamed Salah was supposed to go to AFCON, and in his absence, because we don't have a right wing, we didn't have a right wing at the time to play there. It was looked at that Dominic Szoboszlai was going to be our right wing. Klopp had already played him as a left wing in I think a League Cup game or something like that, and we were playing a 4-3-3. We didn't have a 10, so that was out, and it was a case where it was most likely going to be Dominic Szoboszlai playing our right wing in Salah's absence. Unfortunately, and Dom was having a decent run, but unfortunately, up to that point, Dom got a muscle injury or some type of injury and was not able to play during that Salah absence. And then by the time Dom was healthy, Salah had already rejoined the team, so there wasn't a need, and you couldn't see that debut. I'm with you under the pretense of if we're not going to play Rio there, okay, fine. But looking at the depth that we have at right wing, or excuse me, the depth that we have at wingers, and how many are you be confident to see as a right winger, I think Dominic Szoboszlai could be our best bet or best player to play right wing, only under the pretense of this. We do play a 4-2-3-1, so that we're not going to have Dom in the 10. Most likely that will be Wirtz's role. I'm hoping it will be Wirtz's role because I'd like to see him develop into that 10 that we've all talked about. But then that leaves the pivot. And in the pivot, we now have Trainioni, we have McAllister, and we have Grav, we have Endo. We have quite a few players that can play that pivot role. That right wing role would be fantastic to see because of this last point. Kirkes made a comment about, and I'm paraphrasing, but he made a comment about how he is loving what the freedom to bomb forward and the freedom to go forward with the coach. It's a return to what he did at Bournemouth. I've been getting a lot of flack early in the season. I remember in the summer, people were really, really down on Frimpong. He's had a couple good games, though. He's actually looked decent, I think, in preseason, personally. And I've been saying this could be a coming out party for Frimpong as well, because in a Iraola system, the fullbacks can flourish. Now, with that said, Kirk has made the comment that for them to be successful, our wingers are going to have to track back and play defense. And if there's any person or any player that I would like to see, I know I said I liked Rio on the right wing, but I don't want to necessarily have to rely on Rio tracking back and playing defense and me being confident that he's going to be able to do so. But I will go as far as to say, if we do have a front line of maybe Cody or Barcola or Rio or Munoz or whoever on the left wing, fine. They can all track back because they have plenty of coverage to go and get back and be able to know that they're going to be, cycled in and out of the lineup and help on the left side. But on that right side, there's no one I would like better than Dominic Szoboszlai being able to perform what he does best, which is cross the ball. He's an excellent crosser. And having the wheelhouse to be able to get up and back, up and down the field, and play both offense and defense. You just then don't have to worry about you don't have to worry about him being in the midfield. He's now all of a sudden the right winger for your team. I think that would be a good alternative And I think it would be something that Dominic would be open to as well, because I know Dominic loves playing offense, and it would give him the opportunity to be in that front line. What do you guys feel about that? I know Lee just mentioned his opinion. JK, you've been quiet for quite a while. Hopefully you're still with us.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about that? Remember, don't go against it simply because K-Mac also said that as well.
Well,
He didn't say that, but he did say K-Mac did say that he mentioned that point, and I said that I agree with him because I've been saying this Dominic Szoboszlai for right wing for a little while.
Mm-hmm. I was on a show with K-Mac, and he was on about our squad's good enough and this, that, and the other, and that. A lot of the panel totally disagreed, and I think he must have just said it on purpose just to wind them up. But hey, that's a different story. Like for me personally, I just think we're lacking 3 players. I'm not overconfident with our. I'm more confident with our defense now. With the 3 guys I mentioned earlier, Frimpong, the French lad, and the lad from Barca, sort of all stepped
JJ.
up. Yeah, JJ. Sounds like someone out of Beverly Hills 90210.
Oh, that was utter garbage, that, but worth looking at to laugh at it, were it? Like, oh, mate, what a load
The
of
Jason
rubbish
Priestley
that
and
was.
Yeah, I was like, that America's a different world, man. When I used to watch that sort of thing, going to school in like Porsches and stuff, and like just being high and all that. But anyway, that's a different story. But all in all, I think common sense tells you we are lacking 3 players. Curtis left yesterday. Okay, that adds to that. We got 4 competitions now, and I just feel, bro, that we haven't got enough juice in the tank. Even though we've got some world-class players in our team, don't get me wrong, we've got quality there, and I think a lot of them quality players went missing last season. Hence why McAllister coming back is like a new player, and I don't really like saying them sort of things, but the way Gapco was, maybe Wirtz, Isaac for sure, Frimpong for sure. So there's a big list there going on where players last season disappeared. So all them guys are going to be like new signings for me, fresh start and stuff. But still, common sense tells me we lacking 3 players, and I don't understand what we're waiting for. You know, the financial side of the game, this, that, and the other and stuff. Tottenham has just gone like blowing everyone out of the park. They've seen their neighbours. Yeah, because they've seen their neighbours win. And that's, for me, all the Tottenham fans going on social media moaning like mad about Arsenal winning it, that their owners probably thought, you know what, we've got to spend big now. Otherwise, that gap's going to get bigger between us and our neighbours. We
I think
haven't
also
really spent nothing.
that the fact that they were close to being relegated probably was a wake-up call that they're going to have to really put some major emphasis into refortifying their team to stay. It's one thing for them to not. I don't think that they believe they have the ability to compete for the title, but I do believe that they recognize the fact that they need to compete for Champions League, and they do need to stay well away from that relegation line.
They pull off the 3 players, Mamouche. What was that?
Oh no, that was, I think, the Latte talking to someone.
If they get Mushin and Savino and Gatko, it's going to look much better for them, because for me, the signings I've got in, good ones, defensively, midfield wise, and plus they've got a big injury list. I think it was one of the worst of the seasons. What's that? Kudos. What's his name?
Morrison.
Huh?
Morrison.
Morrison?
Oh, Madison. Sorry, Madison.
I was thinking Morrison.
Madison. Huh?
Yeah,
Sorry,
Madison.
Madison.
Yeah, actually, yeah, Madison
Oh,
as well, bro. And
oh, you
who's the
mean
other lad?
Kulusevski?
That's the one.
Yeah.
So all these are on the injury list as well. So they're all looking to come back. So Tottenham could have a decent season, you know. I think bringing in Andy Robertson is a good one. He's going to go in, show a bit of authority, and I can't believe he's going to play for Tottenham, bro. I just can't believe it. Why Tottenham, man, of all teams? Come on. But you know what I'm saying? I think we just, with the investment talk that went on, I just think it was another blinder by FSG. Look over there and don't realise we're not buying anyone to win a league or a Champions League. They've pulled another one of them ones off, you know. Last time it was Kanate, is he leaving? Then it was the Trent, Salah and Virgil nonsense. Are they going? Are they leaving? Whatever, you know. So I think they can sort these sort of business situations out quick time, but I think they'll let it go so they can just have it as a big distraction for the bigger picture of not getting players in. The season starts on Sunday for us. Coventry Arsenal tomorrow, first game. Good luck to Coventry, of course. And let's get a point off Arsenal, 100%. But
100%
I just
on that
don't.
one.
It's just the first time in a long time. I just don't feel we've got enough in the tank there, bro. And I never moan about them sort of things ever as a Liverpool fan. I always think, you know what? Even with the squad we've got, we'll do it. But this time, I just feel we're just lacking.
What is it? What is it that? What do you think is really making you radiate those feelings? And don't worry, we'll probably be ending in the next 20, 30 minutes because I see Lee yawning.
It's late now.
I'll never read anything into that. I'm one of those people who does loads of even when I've just got up in the morning. I got up and I had to go to the bus the other day and I did a big yawn and I saw the went, oh, you're tired. I just got up and we started talking about the weather.
I think the main reason for me, bro, was because of the letdowns last season, because of injuries, the amount of competitions we're in, 4 of them. This goes on. I don't know what else is there. A number of things, but the main thing for me is just the way the owners are just pulled a shady one again. I just don't like that, man. It's like they should know football wise. Like John Henry, I'm not sure if he likes football. I've said this before, but he should look at that squad himself as a football guy, as a sportsman, and say, you know what, that's not good enough, lads. What do you need? And he don't do that. He's never done that. You know,
I must have said this over a dozen times, but the money they spent last summer, you know, in order for that to have the effect that they were hoping it would immediately, because that's what they were trying to do, consolidate. We just won the league. They spent an awful lot of money. But you would think they would spend that little bit more if they can rustle it up to ensure that things go well for the new guy, like, because, you know, we're handicapping them before the season begins. Like, if we don't sort them a few signings, like, before the window shuts, we've got about 11 days, haven't we? Now, but it's only hours until the season starts, rather than days now, really, isn't it? Well, it's Sunday, 4 o'clock. So it's about 32 hours away or something now.
Well, for me, bro, the manager has sort of said it in press conferences that we need a few guys and stuff. Virgil's come out with it today. They're captain and the manager talking now. You know what I mean? It ain't just like old Liverpool players come out, oh, we need this, we need that. It's actually 2 guys who are very important to the project, the captain and the manager. And then 2 guys have we need players.
My maths was awful there. It's well more than 32 hours till we kick off. I think it's 52. Because it's like midnight on Friday now. So in another 2 days and 4 hours, which is 54. is it? No, shit, it isn't, mate. 52 it is. 52 hours till we kick off at Newcastle. But I hope we can get the result. I'm hoping we can. We've had good results there. We've had a few draws there and that, like, but in general, we get good results there. And they're not in the greatest shape in terms of the squad. I've already referenced them having a completely different midfield because Joe Linton's injured and the other two have left. They've still got the defenders and they've still got like Virgil and Valdemar and the wide players, but see what this new fella can do against us anyway. At least Iraola's got the experience of being in the Premier League for a couple of years over this new fella. Yeah, they're both starting at day one, like in the Premier League, but Iraola's been here a few years now, like to acclimatise, and hopefully that'll see us over the line. I hope so anyway.
What is they've spent? So I was looking at Spurs. They've spent. I'm just gonna round up to make it easier. Or round up, or round down. So they spent 93 million. So let's say 90 million for Tonali. They've spent 85 million for Mateus Fernandez, a player that JK liked. I thought he was a good player too. I wouldn't have spent 85 million pounds for him, but that is, let's make it 90 to make it easy. So let's call it 180 pounds. They spent right there. Then they spent 60 million or 50 million pounds, 51 technically, but 50 million on Jean-Paul Van Heck, player that we were interested in. So that's 180, now 230. And then they got Senesi for free. And then they got Rabo on a free, and they got Dubravka signed on a free. They're now looking at bringing in, and then again, I said, what did I say, 230 million, I think, or something like that, right? They're looking at bringing in maybe Savinho, Marmouche, maybe even Cody Gakpo. The sheer fact that, I mean, if they bring in a Cody Gakpo, that's 70 million. They bring in Savinho, that's probably going to be like 60, 70 million. They bring in a Marmouche, they'll probably be like 70, 80 million to get those players in through the door. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. Would be one of Tottenham's biggest summers if they spend that much money too, probably, I would assume.
Yeah, just like ours was last summer. This is it for Spurs. This is our last summer for them. The amount they've spent, like they haven't brought that much in that we did. You know, we brought a lot in, but they've mostly, mind you, they have sold Romero and maybe someone else, but they spent a lot of money, haven't they? And bought a lot of players, which I expected in a sort of expected some sort of reaction from them after the 2 seasons they've had. Never seen Spurs finish that low in my lifetime.
Yeah, Jed Spencer's left as well,
yeah. Yeah. So they got a few bob back in, haven't they? Spence and Romero. Not a lot for Romero, though. Was it 32 million or something? But you're never going to get a lot off Atletico Madrid.
Wouldn't you say also that, I know JK said, heaven forbid Tottenham, which I can understand, but, if they're going to a big club in England and they want to stay in England, let's say, wouldn't you say out of all what is thought of as being the big six, aren't Tottenham probably the least of a gag reaction when you hear their name out of all the other teams?
Yeah. Actually, I'll say United.
I mean, because you go through all the other teams, and I
don't know. I think Tottenham with the stadium, has
If he'd
helped
gone to
them.
if he'd gone to Arsenal, you and I think all of us would have had a connection if we saw Robbo go to Arsenal. If he'd gone to Chelsea, we all would have probably been really, really pissed about Chelsea picking him up on a free. If he'd gone to City, that is almost sacrilegious now, almost as much as going to United. So that's my point. Like, as out of those five other teams, Spurs is the least
annoying in that way.
Yeah, least annoying, or at least I'm going to make a big stink about out of all the teams.
Yeah. If we look at it like that.
And I mean, he wants to go to a team that's relevant. He wants to go to a big team. Nigel saying he's probably attracted to the big lights in the big city of London. I doubt that. Robbo doesn't seem that guy. Robbo doesn't seem like that guy. But I know what you're saying.
Danny Drinkwater.
Yeah.
No, it's a good club for him to go and play now, like that. You know what I mean? Because he wants to like keep his Scotland, like he's Scotland captain still, as far as I remember, and that's a big deal to him still. So like he's looking for more football, and we'll see if he gets it there. If he gets the nod over there, who's his rival there at the moment?
I don't think he's retired from international football yet. I don't think so.
Udogie, isn't it? It's the other left back there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's them two. Yeah. Well, he's not got any European football this season with Spurs, but as long as they have a decent league season, the Spurs fan base will chill out a bit, probably. Like
they go finish top 5. Champions League, they must, and the trophy. Not even just a top 5. They need a trophy. With all that money spent,
trophy as well.
The trophy as well. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
When you're spending big bucks like that.
I was going to say real quick, if they don't, then Tonali and those players like that are probably, really scratching their head as to why they chose to even go and leave a team like Newcastle, which at least at some point has competed in bringing home silverware, if not at least getting to the Champions League. So, just questions. Before we move on, quick, I guess poll, if you want to call it that, but quick round the house. Minteh, are you making the deal? He's an injured player too, by the way. I was talking to our Liverpool John Wick.
K-Mac.
No, not K-Mac. Not K-Mac. No. M. Tom Izzy. And or at least I sent him a
Tom Izzy, by the way. Tom Izzy. Shout out.
Yeah. And I was just saying how I wish we had gone for Kang In Lee, because he's a PSG player, winger for them. Got to move to La Liga.
Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, and
he
scored.
Scored, isn't it? Yeah.
And had a really, really good goal too, by the way. But he plays the right wing, and he would have been. I thought he could have been an answer for us. I wanted him to. I was looking at him even before he went to PSG, and he wasn't getting minutes, the type of minutes that he really probably wanted from PSG, and he would have probably gotten them here at Liverpool. But that is what it is. But Minteh, is he your guy? Do you make a £50 million? It was reported that 50 million was our bid, and it got rejected. Do you now go back in and say 60 million for Minteh? No from JK.
No one else this window. We probably go back in with 53 or 55. See how long it takes. See if we can get him before the window shuts.
Do you go?
The guy's injured. That's for me a big no. Like, he is a good player. Let's not,
Mhm.
you know, he's a good player, but right now I wouldn't take him now. Because how much is that Ryan lad going to cost us from Bournemouth? You know,
A lot.
A lot.
80, 90, 80, 90. So if these lot want 60 for him, I'd rather go with Ryan. Pay that little extra and get him.
Mhm.
Or even give him Harvey Elliott if they wanted him, because I think they were interested in him. That's how I'm looking at it. Minteh, for me, if he was fighting fit, he had an all right season last season. Do you know his stats? Do you know his stats, bro? Anything from goals, assists from him? I think he's
Right
got a
now,
few.
it is reported that Ryan has a fixed release clause of £130 million.
Oh, these people are out of control.
that
Out of
all?
control.
Yeah, that's in January next year.
Mhm.
Early next year.
Like
January
the brother came in.
2027.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just mad. How much is he after that then? €10? Like, what's he worth after then? 80 or something? I don't know. Be something crazy still.
They've lost so many players, though, haven't they? Bournemouth, I'm not surprised. They set a really high bar with the fee.
I just feel they could make a lot of money now with him, considering he only came in summer, in January, smashed it, got to Brazil World Cup. That'll put an extra 30 on top anyway. I think if he didn't get to the World Cup,
Mhm.
as soon as I seen him in that Brazil top, I was thinking, yeah, this guy's serious. So, and I like the way he worked with our manager already, and that's a major plus sign for me. Right now, I'll take him, Barcola, Kone.
Mm.
Them three definitely looking better. And K-Mac can't say nothing about that. Because if I said to him, look, bro, Barcola, Ryan, and Kone are coming in tomorrow, you don't want them, do you? There, because our squad's good enough already. Like, come on, our squad isn't good enough already. You know, I just think them three guys will make a big difference.
Okay. All right. Nilate, you're the last. So we got one no, one yes. Lee's a yes. JK's a no. 55. I said 60, but 55 million, let's say, closer to what Lee was saying, 55 million. Are you going for Minteh?
One word. Pathetic.
Okay.
So,
You could have just said
shambles
no.
in the cup.
But okay.
If I'm honest, I don't think we get him for 55. I reckon we'd hold out for 60 at the least. But if we could rustle that up, like, it'd be appreciated, because it is a player coming in that big hole that Mo left, like, it would solve that problem in the immediate. Well, I was going to say the immediate future. It isn't the immediate future because it only solved the problem when he's fit. So
Yeah, what's
that's
his
another
injury?
thing
You
to
know,
consider about the whole.
Yeah, he's out for 8 weeks.
there you go.
He's out for
So
8
right
weeks.
now, I'm better than him.
He is apparently also a player that he's a player that Brighton is reportedly wanting a fee between 70 to 80 million pounds for.
Like what are these guys doing, fam? What
Hey.
are these guys doing?
That's the trick.
They're Brighton owner. I know he's a poker player, but that's just taking the joke. Like, what is this guy doing here?
Mhm.
They're acting like this guy smashed in 20 goals a season for the last 3 years.
They're saying apparently though, there's say again.
I said fair play to Brighton, man. They know how to get the best money for the players, isn't it? Because they do all the hard work. Some of us just sweep and think, all right, it's had 2 good seasons. Yeah, let me buy him now. Yeah, so I don't blame
Yeah,
Brighton.
they're just pushing their luck, and they're just trying it on, aren't they? They're thinking, yeah, we'll put it on him if the price is that, they'll pay it. If not, we'll keep him.
Would you be, if 70 million was what we had to pay for him, would you be angry that we're bringing in that we probably could have gotten a better player, or probably could have, gotten a player for cheaper, and also utilize that the extra change that we settled on saving towards another player?
I'll be disappointed if we paid that. I mean,
This is
I'll be
going in the middle,
disappointed if we paid
75
anything,
million.
'cause
Going in the middle, 70 and 80. Go 75 million. Would
that's
you
too
be?
much.
Well, we just brought the money in for Curtis, so they'd only have to add, like 35 to it, or whatever,
Who do
a little
you,
bit more
Lee,
35 to it to make 70 million.
who
Then
do
we
you
can
rate? Who
buy.
do you rate more, Lee? And this has nothing to do with what side of the pitch they play on. I'm just saying, as a winger, who would you rate more, or who would you want to see more as a red player, as a Liverpool Red? Would it be Cody Gakpo, or would it be Minteh? Because we're trying to get about 70 some odd million for Cody Gakpo right now.
Yeah, if we did it as a direct swap, but also bought someone else, that's okay. But I mean, if Gakpo went out and went to come in, then we've got no further with our efforts to add to the squad, have we? In terms
I'm
of
feeling that Cody
numbers
wouldn't want to go to
replacing
Brighton.
Salah.
No disrespect to Brighton. I don't think that Cody would want to go to Brighton. Use that
Oh
one.
no, we wouldn't go there. I thought you meant if he went to Spurs and we got the money off that.
That's what I mean. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
He'd probably go to Spurs.
Would you sanction a deal for Cody to go to Spurs just to bring in Minteh?
No.
Okay.
No, because we're not adding any bodies. We're just replacing one with another. Yeah, it'd be something fresh, but I don't know. It's hard at this point, innit? I do want him to come in, but as we know, he ain't even fit, mate. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You know how to Iraola, is he, for a few months, at least a couple of months by the sounds of it. So bringing him in, I don't know. I suppose it's desperation time, isn't it? No offense to him, it's just there's no one else. There looks to be nobody else. If we don't get Barcola.
Yeah. As Nalante said, it would be pathetic. We'll see. All right. Well, that's pretty much all I was going to talk about, I guess, because hopefully I'll be able to get in a preview before we get into the start of the season. Yeah, start of the season. And also big up to Mr. McGregor, Seamus McGregor, by the way. Big up to you as well. Yeah, I'm excited to see what this means for a lot of us. JK, I know, Milante, myself, were advocating to see more of Trainioni last season. I think that there's been a lot of hype put behind Trainioni's name now, and I'm hoping that it's not too much hype, if you know what I mean, to the point where people are expecting him to be Mascherano or something like that all over or something. But I'm looking forward to seeing what this opportunity could be for not only Nioni. There's another player that I'm looking forward to see that it opened for, and that is James McConnell. I'm thinking that he's getting a loan. Reportedly his loan to Preston has reportedly stopped. Right. So it means maybe now that Jones is gone, maybe we're going to lean towards playing McConnell more. I don't know if you agree with that or not.
Possibly, yeah. He's one player we've got alongside Shrey. One player that we do have, to throw in there. But we'll probably if Endo stays, we're more likely to see him at centre back in early cup rounds or something like.
Again, I know I mentioned, I know that Bajcetic is rumored to be going to La Liga. I don't think that deal's done though, just yet, right?
I heard Patafe should be a. I hope it goes well for him. I hope he stays fit and that, yeah, and then he can have a career then in Spain, beyond what's happened to him here. He did okay when he come in for us, like, but that ship sailed on it, like. But he was good when he come in a few times, like. Bit ropey at right back last time we saw him, and he got bloody injured as well. Do you remember we were in the Europa League and the flop?
Yeah. I brought up his name. He played right back in one of those games too, by the way. But he's a player that I brought him up in the broadcast yesterday, and as soon as I brought him up, everyone, he's gone, he's not a Liverpool player anymore, blah blah blah, and I'm like, guys, calm it down. Until you see him wearing another kit, he is a Liverpool player. You know what I mean? Like, geez, sometimes some people just want it, like, so hyped to see another player leave. I'm like, I don't understand it. But, yeah, but hopefully we can get a proper Newcastle start of the season thing going on. I know that JK did us the pleasure of putting together our fantasy football league. So if you are interested in joining the fantasy football league for the channel and being able to, converse, we're going to also, JK has, I know I'm putting him on the spot here, but he has verbally committed to be the channel's official fantasy outlayer, I guess you could call it, or fantasy correspondent.
Football guy.
Your football guy, yeah. Our fantasy football correspondent. Yeah. JK is one of the top players in England, I know, when it comes to fantasy football. So, he might be giving out some clues or some hints or tidbits for you guys to use in this league and others. But also he'll be giving up the updates. We're going to keep a more readily give you a weekly update. If not in a segment, we'll try to do it through shorts or something like that, 30-second segments to give you ideas as to what the table is doing. Who knows? Maybe Lee joins it. Maybe even Milante joins it this year. Who knows? Who knows? But hopefully you join and we get a good run at it.
That's the link, and then the last part of that link there, you got the word DHI with the number 3 at the end. That's the code right there at the end.
It's you mean JU3 or DHI JU3?
Yeah. After the slash, the DHI, yeah.
Yeah, DHI JU3 is the last code portion of the auto join. If you're
I've never tried it so far in my life. The last putty thing I got into was LMA Manager season 2001, 2002. I just moved into this flat, but I spent so much time still going up to my mum's where my little brother lived because he was still quite young then, and he was right into it. We used to play it together. That was in 2001-2 season when Leeds went to the Champions League semi-final and lost to Rafa's Valencia.
Well, I'm going to say, do you believe that the Minteh bid is going to get over the line, that we're going to push and make sure that the Minteh gets pushed over the line, or are we going to go with this complement of wingers for our team? Do you believe in Jacquet and Araújo as being ample coverage for our pairing with our Virgil van Dijk captain? Is Virgil still the most important player in Iraola's transition? These are all questions to answer in those comments section. Please do. We do our best to comment back to you as best as we can. Subscribe if you haven't. Obviously, you've already hit that like button. That's the only admission fee, is hitting that like button. But I have this moment of zen. I'm going to see if the panel hasn't seen it, and I've been holding it off of
Is it
the.
Rodri defending that corner when he got his injury at the beginning of last season?
No, it's not that. It's not that. But
Someone inject
um, there, this is something that Araújo and even Ali posted on their Instagram, I believe, and it kind of tickled my fancy here. Let me see. Let me make sure. I'll make it a bigger selection so you can all see it. The only thing is that sometimes they make it where it's difficult. All right.
Looks like in South America, you know, where like the shepherds and that, and they have like sheep and that, and they go up in the mountains, South America, yeah.
Yeah. This is the traditional gaucho attire. Gaucho means cowboy, basically.
Cowboy.
It's the cowboys of South
okay.
America. Just as you spoke on, the herdsman, maybe, if you want to call it that. Herdsman clothing from the, I think it's the Pampas regions of Uruguay and Argentina and southern Brazil.
Yeah. Some interesting wildlife in South American wilds and that, like good, interesting stuff. Like,
yeah, they've made it where they've made their own unique renditions of it, you know, because it's you know, the white long sleeve shirts. They've got the what do they call it, the neckerchiefs or something like that, right? They're like
I think they're neckerchiefs, aren't they? I think we call them. There'll probably be a few names for them, whatever. Yeah, but so they're definitely all wearing it. This isn't Photoshop, like that is the three of them doing it, or is it Photoshop?
No, that's the three of them all. I mean, that's them.
Brilliant. So like, because it looks real, it looks like they're doing it. Like, well,
I don't see why it would have been AI. If it is, it is. But it's not. But I know that that it was posted by Ali and it was posted by Araújo as well. So who knows? It's them walk. That's them at the training facility, and the pants that they're wearing are called babachas. Babachas. It's a baggy trouser, basically. And then they're wearing the wide leather boots with the big belt buckle. It
looks like a nice practical outfit, like if you're herding sheep and that, like when you're riding around on a horse, isn't it? Like,
and you can, and obviously, Maka can't go anywhere without his mate, so you can see that in his hand. I know some people are really, really happy to see everyone not congregating next to the coffee bar, I guess, which was, I don't know why coffee bar got so much backhanded, you know, comments. I mean, there were some people that were so intimate about, like, so against seeing them at that coffee bar. I'm like, let them have their one spot to congregate and just, you know, be able to.
One of my favourite stories from recent seasons was when McAllister paid for the Argentinian guy who's been supporting Liverpool since 1981. We played them in the Club World Cup. It was just a one-off match then. We went all the way there and got beat by Independiente, who were his team, 1-0. But he took a fancy to Liverpool after that final and always supported us and watched us, like, in that. And McAllister heard about it and brought him to Liverpool from Argentina. Because he didn't have much money. You could tell that. The reference that, like, there's no way he would ever get the, well, whatever it is, 7,000 miles or something, like 6,000 miles, 7,000 miles away without McAllister's help. And it was a boss story. He brought his son with him and he met Mo and loads of the others. Yeah, that was a good story, that one.
M. Tarmizi, Michelle, we were just talking about you earlier. At least I was talking about the Twitter or X message that I sent to you about Kang In Lee. So I know he's a big fan of Kang In Lee too. He says, big up, Wills. We've been discussing about left wing expect Kelto Nakamura to be in Premier League. Hull City are chasing him now. Okay. Nakamura be good to see. I was going to. It was either this picture or there was another picture that I was thinking about showing. I enjoyed it. It had Endo, I believe, walking off. Let me double check. Hold on. It was a main thing. Is if I think it was Taki that he was walking off the pitch with, but I want to make sure. So I know that they are good friends.
Yeah, seen Taki when we played Monaco. He was injured, but like he did an interview and that was quite nice.
Yeah, because he plays for Monaco, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Not a bad little finisher, was he? Taki scored quite a few goals for us. Remember that cup game? We come back from like, I don't know, many nil down or something like, and he scored loads of goals to put us through. And we were playing like Arsenal even, or maybe it was someone from the Championship. Can't quite remember. But it was a good one. Leicester it was. Leicester was the team we played, and they went like 2 or 3-0 up against us or some shit. But we come back and beat them with a load from Taki. You got half full.
Oh yeah. I remember that. I do know what you're talking about. Yeah, Taki was huge in that game for us against. You're talking about the league. What was it?
Leicester in the cup at Anfield. Yeah,
he was huge. He had like a great goal for us that and we were down in that game and we ended up pushing it towards I think we went to pens, didn't we?
No, I think we finished them off before pens. I'm sure it was like 5-4 or something. I'm sure they were like 2 to 3-0 up.
I mean,
at some point, they started well and we started really slow, but we got back on top of them. Like, I'll have to look into that. I'll have to Google that and find out that one.
Yeah,
it's a good cup game.
Yeah. Maybe someone in the chat could help us out with that one. Let's see if anyone in the chat remembers.
I think you're right. It was pens, actually. I think it did go to pens. And he scored a pen as well, Taki.
Yeah.
In like normal time and the pen shootout. Because I think he scored a pen in that game.
He had a chance to win the game in, I think, regulation or in extra time, one of the two. But he ended up missing. I wouldn't call it a sitter, but it was close to being a sitter. But he couldn't really hate against them because he'd gotten us back in the game. And then I think it went to extra time and then it went to penalties. I'm going to check for you. I'm going to check.
Mate, Taki's fee was like 6.7 million or something silly. Like when you consider Haaland was in the same team as him, and then Haaland went for whatever he went for. Thing with Haaland was the deal, the transfer fee wasn't as huge as everyone might have thought, but it was the deal, wasn't it, that City gave Haaland. It swung that because it was just outrageous, the deal they offered them.
Who did we play in that game? Do you remember?
Leicester in the cup. Might have been the last season Taki was here. I think it probably was. And we were behind at Anfield in the cup. We come back. I think it might have been pens. There was a lot of goals in it. Loads of goals. It's a high scoring game, that one.
Yeah, it was. We ended up in. It was the third round of September 27, 2023. It was a 3-3 draw, followed by a 5-4 penalty shootout. That's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's what I remember. I thought there was more goals than 3-all. It was like 4-4. But anyway, that's the one I meant. Yeah, I remember when the pen shootout. Yeah, he was very good. Like, and he scored other goals aside from them. Like, yeah, he was a tidy little finisher. Like, and for the price, 6.7 million or whatever it was. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Taki Minamino scored a stoppage time equalizer for Liverpool before Kelleher starred in the penalty shootout. And that's what we ended up winning that game. Because I remember he got that goal for us in the very end, and I was like, that was his moment. I think that was really his moment. And it was one of those cases where we ended up going on to win the League Cup, I think, that year, right?
I think we did, yeah. It was that Klopp's last season, wasn't it? And like we won, did we win 2 cups? But we missed out on no, whatever that one was. I remember quite clearly, like but we did win the League Cup, I think, that season.
I think we won that season.
Yeah, Klopp's last season, that's all we won the League Cup on it.
Did.
That's right, that's how it happens.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we won the League Cup. Yeah. 2022, 23. We won, yeah, because it was 23, 20, because that was September of 2023. So we won it in 23, 24 against Chelsea, 1-0. That was the year we played with all the kids. And
yeah, and Caicedo, Croc, Gravenberch. Remember that?
Virgil had the game winner. Yep. That was a great game.
Virgil had the game winner twice, didn't he?
I remember Virgil, like, everyone got to hold the cup and, do the whole lift the cup thing and kind of like, say what's up. And I remember Taki didn't want to, like, Taki was so, he was so shy, that he didn't really want to, like, impose himself to be, and on top of that, some players, if you don't feel like you had that active of a role in being in the final, especially, but maybe in the run up to getting to the League Cup final or into a final, you kind of sometimes don't really like participate as fully as you would as if knowing that you had a part in it. And I remember Virgil pushed him out and made him go and do it, which was really cool. So
yeah.
He's talking about some of the Samurai debuts this season. Yeah. Suzuki with Villa. Ipswich will have Maeda. And
what's happened to that Kubo fella we were linked with? Kubo, the Japanese fella. Is he still at Sociedad?
Yep.
Ooh, I don't know. Yeah, I'm allowed to say yes. Okay. I know that we're up on the 2-hour mark now. It's always a pleasure to get in front of the camera to be able to chat and chop it up with my compadres here, and especially you guys out there in the chat. I do really appreciate it. It's a good distraction from life, I guess, at times, especially when life is hitting you hard. So I do appreciate that you guys are a part of the serenity now. How about that? The serenity now that we're going through. Hopefully we can have some serenity once the league starts. I don't know. Real quick, what is your thoughts on Liverpool this season? Where do you have them placing? I already said where I have them placing, so I'll let you guys go through real quick.
Well, I'm not going to do it based on players we haven't signed. So if we do it now on who we've got now, I'll go 4th.
4th. Okay.
3rd or 4th without any more signings.
Okay.
No more signings with. Oh, it's hard, isn't it? They're fighting for top 4. Get them probably 3rd. We ain't going to win the league, sadly. We ain't winning it. So I'll say 3rd, and hopefully a trophy to go with that.
Okay. Stranger things have happened. You never know. JK, what about you? What do you think? If he's with us, I don't know if JK's with us or not, but I'm just saying stranger things have happened when it comes to runs. I'm sure not many people had, Leicester winning when they did. Heck, some might not have had some of the other, Chelsea winning when they did, or maybe some might not even had Arsenal winning when they did. So who knows? Injuries happen. The tolls of long seasons and multiple competitions happen. Maybe we can lift some silverware. If we can lift it, I'm hoping it's going to be a Premier League, obviously. So we'll see. I guess we'll get JK's next time, but I think JK is too busy trying to get his gaucho costume together and join the guy, join Maka, Arojo, and Ali on the steps, maybe. I don't know. But you guys want to say peace out to the people?
Yeah, cheers everyone. Cheers who's been in and that like. Hopefully we'll have some good news before the window shuts, even if it isn't before the season starts. But hopefully anyway.
Bless up to the panel, chat. As always, press like on the video if you can. That'd be cool. And the season starts today.
Yeah. Good to go. Mate?
Yeah, it's gonna be. She didn't take. Big up everyone in the chat. Mizzy, Nigel, WizKid earlier, and yeah, man, we move, man. We move. More stuff to come. More stuff to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Stuff
just
to come, stuff to do.
big
Always
up.
on the move.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
That's cool. No, come on, 12. No, it's cool. So, I said my piece about who I wanted as a manager, and we're in and out. But regardless of if we get the signings in before Newcastle, I doubt it now. I think it's not likely, but you never know or not. Let's start with a win. Let's beat Newcastle and let Isak get back on the goal trail.
Yeah.
Simple as.
That'd be good. I would like to see Alexander the Great get a goal against his former team, kind of shush them a little bit, and get on to the right start for the season. That'd be fantastic to see.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hopefully you guys will join us for the conversation tomorrow. Until then, we wish you all the best. And as always, up the Reds, my friends. Up the Reds each and every time. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.